Wonder Woman is one of those films that's a perfect film. It's like your Shawshank Redemptions, your It's a Wonderful Life, your Dark Knights, which you know you're going to hate me there.
Oh my gosh. I mean, if you're going to talk about perfect films, you can't bring The Dark Knight.
It's a perfectly formed film.
Well, I'll give you Shawshank and I'll give you It's a Wonderful Life, and I will tell you that Wonder Woman is an exceptional film. It is a watershed moment for leading females. It was powerful. It was incredible. Gal was every bit the Diana that I always wanted to see. But to call it a perfect film is to go into hero worship and miss the point that they could have done better. And they really could have done better.
And explain to me how.
So I love a period piece. I thought that was great. It really set the tone well, gave us the background of the character well. I love that it was in the World War and really I had the war to end all wars and that language that was in it. There was so much to like about that. And I thought the casting top to bottom, Etta Candy and Steve Trevor and Hippolyta, they did just such a great job with it. But the thing that really breaks down is when we bring Ares into the story and we've established Diana, we've established who she is, we've established the character. And I know in the comic books from time to time we've dabbled into the potential, depending on who's writing it, that she has divine ancestry. But in this one we introduced the idea of a god power. And for me that was the breakdown. That third act where we had to go and reach outside the character in order to give the character victory, that's a weakness of the story. This magic fix, this MacGuffin that shows up just when required in order for her to have victory, that to me stole from us what the story could have been.
So what are you even talking about? What?
So there's this moment and in the third act where she's facing Ares, and you see her just release this enormous beam of energy. And Wonder Woman doesn't have energy powers. In no version of Wonder Woman does she have energy powers. And so we've inserted this. If she had that power, where was it against Doomsday? He's not a god. She showed up in Batman vs. Superman. How come we didn't see that power? And the answer is because she doesn't have that power. Right? Where was it against Steppenwolf? He's actually a god, one of the new gods. He's come back because the old gods are gone and the world's not protected, and he's going to tap in and they're going to crush this world. Where was her god power in that moment? The answer is gone, because everybody else knew that's not in her power set. But Patty Jenkins, who did a masterful job with the rest of the story, didn't realize that when she was making this movie. And we got a third act that, for me, takes away from what could have been a perfect movie.
So, why are you so upset? Why
am I upset?
Yeah,
characterization matters. Get it right. The lead character, if I said, hey, I'm going to make a Wonder Woman movie, and there were no women in the movie, would you think it was okay?
Yeah, I'm just
getting the character right matters. And they got it wrong.
But it's not like a character, it's not like it's a power. It's not
so when the next Batman movie, if they decide that he can fly and has heat vision, you'll be okay with that.
No, because
it's not Batman.
And
Batman doesn't have that power.
There's no mystery involved.
Batman doesn't have the power.
That's
okay.
In comics, are they not always just developing? They're always changing.
Lots of writers will take a different tone, may even introduce a different concept. John Byrne did a great job of reintroducing Wonder Woman in the 80s and with George Perez and really building on that character. But this sudden arrival at a power that doesn't exist, this is the DC universe. This is their cinematic universe. If they were going to give her this power, it should have existed throughout this. And it didn't. It exists in one moment and then suddenly it doesn't exist anymore. For me, that's a takeaway that's just negative. It detracts from the movie because it's not part of the character. And the fact that it's not in the other movies acknowledges that it's not part of the character.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you don't allow, why is it that characters can only evolve in the comics? Why can they only get new undiscovered powers in the comics?
But if this is an evolution, the other two movies show up in the future. Where was the power?
I don't know. Well, maybe it's not
Because it's
something
gone, because she doesn't actually have it.
Well, what if it's something that
Because
she
even
can't-
Zack Snyder, who's a retard, knows she doesn't have that power.
Yeah, but what if she just can't like it's not something she can always tap into? What if it's something that like she just like it comes just like it's kind of like the woman who has it's like the woman who lifts the car because her toddler's under it, Like what if it is just like because she does have like obviously some mysterious powers, it just boom and it just happens.
You know why that's okay?
Why can't that work?
You know why that's okay in comics? Because they would have explained it.
Yeah, but you also have like you don't in a movie you have like a matter of minutes.
2.5
seconds.
hours? You can explain that in 3 minutes.
So, but it's kind of
They did the entire history of
no.
Wakanda in the first 5 minutes.
It's-
So you could explain it. They didn't explain it, and it's bad.
see. Okay,
They told us what her powers were. They showed us what she could do. They showed us what she had. And then at the end, they were like, clearly that's not enough. Let's give her something else.
over explaining is like bad cinema.
Not
Like,
explaining is bad
As
cinema.
much as I love like Psycho, right? Like my favorite horror film.
Yeah.
The last 15 minutes, I'm just like, okay, whatever, because the doctor's just in there like explaining how everything works and like I don't care, like
Right.
like I don't need that.
Clearly, in this one, we did need it.
I
because
didn't need it.
nobody else is looked at it. Do you know how many people I've talked to have gone, hey, so Wonder Woman has this incredible power that can basically kill anybody? Like, no, she doesn't, which is why she couldn't take out Doomsday or Steppenwolf. That's why she needed Superman in both cases.
I can't even remember what happened. Honestly, I'm trying to like remember what. Okay, so she hits the thing. Like
No, she,
like-
so
like she
Ares
just, like,
unloads
yeah.
on her, and then
Right.
she has this moment, and she's just like, this beam of power comes out of her.
Uh-huh.
Like, since when?
Since Patty Jenkins wrote it in, or however it wrote in.
Right.
Why can't it now be part of Wonder Woman's powers?
Because it's not. And because characterization matters, and getting it right's just not that hard.
Okay, so here's why you're wrong. You're too close-minded.
So here's
Just let things work out. Let them happen.
here's why you're wrong. Because the third act of Wonder Woman was so bad, even Zack Snyder could have done a better job.